pretty much set to join Brentford. Sky Sports have broke this. Brentford are in advanced talks with Wolves over a deal for Nathan Collins, expected to make a new bid. We want 25 million. I'm not really that bothered by this. I think it's disappointing. I think Nathan Collins has probably been a victim of Lopetegui. I really liked Nathan Collins when we brought him in. He's got a lot of stick on Twitter. Well, not even on Twitter, actually, more in the ground. Like, I remember when I went to the Carabao Cup game with Leeds, I think it was, around like December time. Whenever he got the ball, everyone was just panicking and like people were moaning at him whenever he tried to play it out. And I think he has got a bit of a rough ride, but I think a lot of people can see this potential there. But I think this is kind of just a victim of Lopetegui. You know, at the end of the day, I've just tweeted this before I did this video. Wolves fans, back Lopetegui. Whatever he wants to sort this club out, he is elite. By the way, I got so much abuse on Twitter for saying Lopetegui's not as perfect as everyone makes out he is. But anyway, then Lopetegui makes a decision because this is a Nathan Collins. This is Lopetegui doing this. Wolves would love to keep Nathan Collins. We invested a lot of money into him under Bruno. The same recruitment team is still at Wolves. Like all the scouts and stuff, they're still there. Matt Hobbs was at Wolves before. He would have been involved in this signing. So I don't think this is a club decision. This is Lopetegui not rating Nathan Collins, which is fine. But I don't think you can, to those Wolves fans that are crying about like, oh, Lopetegui's elite, we have to back him, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you can say that and then moan about him making a transfer decision. It's just, look, Nathan Collins is a very good centre-back, in my opinion. I want Nathan Collins to stay. I think obviously he's a pretty good ball carrier. He's developed a lot on that from Burnley. I think on the eye test, you can tell Nathan Collins is a good player. He's rated by a lot of clubs. I do find the narrative a bit weird that like, oh, well, if Brentford want him, you can't sell him. Like, if you look at Brentford's most expensive signings, that top five, yeah, Mikkel Damsgaard's been crap. Christopher Ayer has been fine. Aaron Hickey, I think he's been pretty poor, or average at best. Keane Lewis-Potter's done nothing. Kevin Schade done nothing. I know he hasn't really been there that long. But Brentford do make some big signings that don't work out. They're not like immortal, you know what I mean? Like, and Nathan Collins, this is our fourth biggest sale. If Nathan Collins goes through, this is our fourth biggest sale. Obviously, Neves isn't on here yet because it hasn't technically gone through. But if we get £25 million for Nathan Collins, it's like it's behind Jota, Neves, and Gibbs White. It's £5 million profit. And as much as I like Nathan Collins, if I was the manager, I would keep Nathan Collins. Craig Dawson's going to be our starter next season. And Lopetegui obviously doesn't think Nathan Collins can play on the right side of a centre-back pairing. Because if he did, he would. When Collins and Dawson started, the second last game of the season, he moved Craig Dawson to the left. So Collins' best case scenario next season was going to be the backup to Dawson. So you've got a £25 million asset here. One of the biggest assets at our club is going to be the backup centre-back. And it's fine having him on the bench, but it's not like, you don't know I don't rate Adama Traore, but at least Adama Traore on the bench offers value because he does add something different. Nathan Collins isn't going to come off the bench and add value. So it is concerning in the fact that Kilman might leave as well. And then you look at our centre-back roster, it's like, if Kilman's gone, Collins is gone, you're left with a 33-year-old Dawson and Tossie, whose best performance has been at left-back. And then Connor Cody coming back, yay. But look, all of you lot that love the Lopetegui, I don't think you're allowed to moan about this. If you think Lopetegui's, like, I like Lopetegui and I want him to stay, but I've criticised him a lot because I think he gets things wrong. So I feel like if you have criticised Lopetegui, you're kind of allowed to. But if you banged on about how Lopetegui's elite, if Lopetegui's an elite manager and doesn't rate Nathan Collins, then surely that's correct and Nathan Collins isn't very good. Do you know what I mean? I just, the one thing I will say about this, 25 million doesn't sound like a lot. I get it. But if we don't sell him and next season he's just sat on the bench, his value will go down and it'll go down. And then it'll be like Rain Nuri. I remember people on Twitter saying to me we should sell Rain Nuri a year or two ago when he was linked for 30 million. I was like, no, that's stupid. He could be worth more. Go forward a year and we're probably going to get like 10, 15 million for Rain Nuri now. So if Collins is just going to be on the bench behind Craig Dawson, it does make logical sense to sell him. We're making a profit. It's one of the biggest sales in our history. Apparently we have FFP issues. And I don't think Nathan Collins is irreplaceable. Like, I really like Nathan Collins, but I assume we will bring in a centre-back that Lopetegui wants. And I was just looking at centre-back transfer records. Nathan Collins is the 83rd most expensive centre-back in Premier League history. And obviously we're going to make a profit on him. But there's a lot of good centre-backs that go for that price. You know, you look at Mark Guehi, he went for a very similar price. I think a lot of people would take him at Wolves. Calvin Bassey went for that price. Nathan Ake, you know, Adam Webster. There are Akanji. There's players that go around this price bracket that are very good players and obviously cheaper. So I think Nathan Collins is very replaceable. in that squad. Look, I don't want to sell Nathan Collins, but I really rate Nathan Collins. But if you want to back Lopetegui and give him his squad, then you kind of have to sell Nathan Collins if he doesn't want him, especially when you're going to make a big profit on him. It makes logical sense. As annoying as it is, if you trust Lopetegui to be the manager, which a lot of people do, you have to back him. And to be fair to Wolves, we don't know who the replacement is yet. So a lot of the issue with Nathan Collins leaving is that he's so young. But if Wolves go and sell Nathan Collins for 25 million and the replacement's a 26-year-old who's better, are any of you going to be complaining? Because I'm not. I won't complain. So it depends on what the replacement is. So people are freaking out on Twitter right now, and I can understand why. We've lost 2 players a week into the window. We haven't bought anyone. I can kind of understand it. But at the end of the day, we don't know what the window's going to be. If we sell Nathan Collins and bring in a perfectly good replacement, I don't think anyone can really complain about it. You know, Craig Dawson, no one really was that asked about that signing, and he's been really good. Everyone hyped Nathan Collins, including me, when we signed him, and he's not been great. Although I don't think he's been as bad as some people make out. Just the way I see it, just because Brentford are buying him doesn't mean he's like some world-class player or some Brentford make transfer mistakes. It's our 4th highest sale and a profit. So we're not losing out on it like we are with Fabio. A lot of Wolves fans moaning about it, probably like moaning in the ground when he tries to play it from the back. And it depends on the replacement. So I'd be lying if I said I was happy about this decision. But I can understand it. If Craig Dawson's going to be the right-sided centre-back in a back 4, Lopetegui never plays a back 3, so it'll probably be a back 4. If Craig Dawson is set to be our centre-back next season, and you want to keep Kilman or bring in someone for the left, there's no point having a £25 million asset, which is a lot of money, by the way. A £25 million asset on the bench who's not going to play. It's not good for Nathan Collins. It's not good for us. So why not just do it? Again, it completely depends on who the replacement is. Because let's take, for example, when Morgan Gibbs-White left, everyone was happy with that money. But then when you go and splash all of that money on Gonzalo Guedes, it makes it pointless. So if we sell Nathan Collins and bring in some idiot centre-back who's terrible, who's like 30, then it's an awful decision, this £25 million move. If we sell Nathan Collins and bring in someone who's still quite young, like 24, 26, that sort of age, and he's really good and Lopetegui likes him, then maybe I think Nathan Collins is the right player, wrong time. And that happens, but we've made a profit, it's good money. I'm just going to wait and see how the club reinvest it before I freak out and start moaning on Twitter. I think you kind of just have to let it ride. As annoying as it is, let it ride, see who the replacement is, and then kind of judge it then, because no one knows if this is a good decision or not. And just because he's going to Brentford doesn't mean it's a guarantee that he's going to be great. I find that narrative a bit weird, personally, but that's just me. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and yeah, peace.